Gentlemen. You guys ready?
Everybody sitting ready?
No, we'll wait.
I'll start. Will you statement, Coach, and start?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting patiently. Okay. All right. I hope you all enjoyed getting some content and getting out there today. At least the sun was out, got outside, and you guys got to see what was going on. I wish you'd have seen a little cleaner football today. You know, I think through this spring I've been very optimistic, very encouraged. As I just told the team, I think when we're segmenting things and going through, you know, a detailed practice where we have everything segmented from individual, and, you know, coaches usually go over things, you know, that's going to happen in practice, individual, and then we go to half line, go to 7 on, go to team run, piece it all together. We've been very good, very clean. I've been very encouraged. Then we go out there today, after you guys leave, we put the ball down and move it, and to me it got a little sloppy. And so it's just good learning for these players to understand when we put it all together and coaches are off to the sideline and you go out there and play ball, we got to be very precise, and we got to be dialed in. I'm still extremely encouraged. I love this team, but we need to be better. And so good learning opportunity for us today. It really bothers me and it hurts that I'm not able to do more of that. But even next week, you guys are going to see with the spring game, I cannot do it with my typical just go to the ground. We're down 8. I have 8 D linemen that can't participate. So what happens is I put everybody else at risk. If I go full tilt and O linemen are playing against freshmen, we're going to get more injuries. So can't do it. You know, we'll have some format and it'll be open, and we'll have practice and thud it and fill some time, and everybody could see what we've been doing, which is fine, but it won't be your typical, you know, there's no way I could divide it and have 2 teams. And even going offense against defense to the ground, I just don't have enough bodies. So we'll have some format. You guys will see it and be able to see practice, but it is slowing us down a touch. We'll overcome it. I feel like when we put it all together and we get everybody back, there's going to be some really good pieces. Very encouraged offensively. I think, you know, we need the practice, as I mentioned. I'm repeating myself, but I'm encouraged overall. I really am. And just got to keep on working. We have a lot of time. We need it, and we got to just keep on grinding.
Mark, it sounds like depth is the issue for you right now, but some other coaches have talked about this spring. You don't want to open too much up because of the portal and other team senior players, and you've obviously got a new offense that I'm sure you want to keep some mystery about. How do you balance all of that?
Yeah, that's a good part of it. We talked in detail yesterday about that with y'all coming out today and with next week, you know, about how open we want to get, because it's a double-edged sword. I want the people to see and be encouraged like I am with what we're doing, but you don't want to just completely, you know, open it up. So just bear with us, you know what I mean, and you know, get out there and watch. As we talk to the players, I mean, ultimately the game gets down to blocking, tackling, fundamentals. It really does. I mean, all that eye candy, all the, you know, playmaking ability. We have some guys that can make plays on both sides of the ball. It's a fundamental game, you know. You know, it's a cliche, but it's true. When technique meets opportunity, we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? And that's, you know, it's a technique game for us. It really is. And in the spring, we have to do a lot of big picture things, especially with the new offense. You know, I think defensively I could get, you know, I know what we'll be. You know what I mean? When we get everybody back. But offensively, we need to see the big picture. We need to see the operation. Looks very good at times, and there's work that needs to be done.
Mark, do you worry about that, though, that the third string cornerback intercepts 3 passes in the spring game and boom, he's in the portal?
Yeah, I think we all worry some about that. And again, we talked at length yesterday about how things are different. You know, you know, I feel really good. I feel like I'm in a good place. I feel like this team's in a good place. But, you know, players that just, you know, the good teams we've had, the guys that just stayed here and worked and put their head down and gone to work. And that's like that sometimes, where guys feel buried on the depth chart. because they may feel like they're a 3. Well, there's really good players in them. In a year, they may be a 1. I mean, and I tell them the same thing I would tell my own son. Don't worry about anybody else. Put your head down, go to work, and get better every day. And I know we all say that, but in today's world, I think that's not always the reality. And, we preach it, we talk to them, but it is life. It is the way we're dealing with it sometimes now.
Mark, last year, the tight end room was the one that had all the injuries, and now you have all those guys healthy. How they were kind of lining up all over the place. How do they get used, and what are their skill sets kind of benefit being in this offensive rush?
Yeah, I think definitely we feel very confident in that group, and we feel like there's a lot of playmaking ability in that group, and they'll be utilized, and it'll be different, but we feel like there's very good players there. You've heard me talk about this a lot, but it's very true. If we could get some tempo going, get some first downs going, get some plays going, you're going to see a lot of touches by a lot of different people.
Does the depth there, does that help when you're kind of trying to mix in your wide receivers too, to be able to have those guys?
It does, and you'd be surprised. You feel like you're really deep, and then that position takes a beating. They really do. So you need some good depth there.
Mark, that second-year group of offensive linemen, Malachi, Kobe, Austin, what kind of growth have you seen from them from year 1 to year 2?
They still need work. We've got to continue to grow. We're encouraged. We feel like there's a lot of ability there. There's good people. They have good attitudes, and they're working hard, and just need to continue to grow. Continue to get better. They're gonna get that. They're gonna get pushed with Coach Wolford, and they're we're leaning on them to get better. We're pushing them.
There's been a lot of good said about Jalen Farmer, and I think I saw him and Jagger both kind of interchanging those guard positions.
Yeah.
Do they need to be interchangeable at either right or left? Or?
Yeah, I mean they can be, but I mean we'll settle in. I mean Jagger feels good on the right, so that's nice, and Farmer's. He's got a chance. He's playing really hard and does some good things. So, again, when we put it all together, get everybody healthy, we'll have a good chance. We got to continue to get better at certain positions. We got to continue to get better at depth. Right tackle, we still need consistency there. And again, we'll get there.
When you talked about getting the big picture of the offense kind of on the right track, is a lot of it just reps, or have they mentally picked it up pretty well?
They've picked it up very well, I'd say to this. Again, as I just told them, but we can't get misconstrued and think you have it all figured out, because there's so many moving pieces, and you keep on adding more, and we're not even game planning, and so it's got to be just done so efficiently, and we need to bank thousands of reps, and whether it's this offense, last year's offense, any of it, the process, getting lined up, the motions, anything, like it's got to be second nature to us. And then we got to go play at a high level and beat people. And so there's a balance there, again, how much we're feeding them, how much they can handle. As I mentioned, I think it's easier when it's segmented, when they know what's coming and they know what we're working on. When you put it all together, it goes fast.
Mark, in the situation you described with the D-line, has there been anybody that has seized that opportunity to take advantage of the extra reps?
I think Gerard is one guy that's, it's getting a lot of opportunity. B-Rob's getting some opportunity with guys being down, for young guys. But, we'll just continue to work, continue to get them better.
Mark used to be out hardly Gilmore this spring. What do you like about it? It seems like his work ethic has really stood out for a young guy. How impressive is that for somebody who's even young for his class?
It is. He's a guy that I think everybody has respect for, because he really is one of those guys that just comes in and puts his head down. He's very hungry. He goes to work every day. He has a great attitude about him, and he's one of those guys that's his personality is a little bit infectious, a little bit contagious. People gravitate towards him in a positive way, and kind of look up to him as a young guy that has that kind of work ethic, that kind of mentality, and he just got to continue to do that. That's a lot, but The nice thing is that compared to before, you don't need that true freshman to come in and be the guy, but he could certainly help us in sprinkling in
How come
with a lot.
the spring game was the last practice session that you had, it was it after the spring game, but now you have 2 more practice sessions after the spring game. How do you utilize the time? It's more evaluating.
We're gonna reevaluate it after this week, so I'll make that decision. I have time the following Tuesday and Thursday. We will absolutely do something, and obviously, and I'll determine that here after this week.
Mark, just as far as Brock, just early on, just continued growth from him, what are you seeing? Just kind of taking control.
Again, I think it's, for him, getting that whole group on the same page and getting out there and being able to execute at a high level. I have a lot of confidence in him. I think everybody does. You've seen it. Once again, without beating a dead horse, I mean, we've got to just operate more efficiently, and that takes more than just the quarterback. That's the whole group.
Everybody good?
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yep.
Coach Stoops, he drops the name Josh Allen whenever he talks about you coming back. So how serious do you have to take this last opportunity? Because I know most of us here, we probably thought you were gone after that Louisville game, and you probably did too.
Yeah, man, it's so serious, with me being my 6th year. I am on some Josh Allen stuff right now. I'm trying to lead my team, but work on my technique most definitely, Last year I was dealing with my elbow injury. That's why I really want to come back. I got surgery first of January 5th. I'm back. I'm healthy. I'm ready to go.
Is it more? Do you have to change now that you've done this 6 off seasons now? So do you have to do things differently to make sure your mind and your body are ready for another grueling year?
No, not really. I love it. This is a game of football. This is my job, so I take this serious. So same routine. Make sure I'm okay. Make sure my body healthy. Make sure I attack the day every day.
Jay, to clarify, you had surgery on your elbow this January for the one you hit hurt 2 years ago?
When was it? 2 years ago? Last year? 2 years ago, yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you were still playing?
Yeah, still playing through it, yep. Most definitely.
We haven't seen a lot of those guys behind you, like Tyrese. We've had little snippets here and there. So how have you seen him in particular kind of come along this spring?
Man, we call him angry black man. but he's coming along a lot, With him, he just loses his temper a lot. So once we keep him under control, he's a dominant force. He gonna help me and Dion with the pass rush for sure.
It's kind of like the Hulk.
Yeah.
He's got to control his temper.
Yeah, man.
JJ, among the young guys, has anybody really caught your eye? Anybody impressing you?
Jacob Smith, Jared Smith, both of them, the 2 twins, they dominant. I love them right now, for sure.
JJ, what are your impressions of the offense going against a different scheme for the first time in a few years?
Yeah, I love the new scheme. Brock is an amazing quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks I played with, except for Will, for sure. But just the O-line, they veterans, Eli Cox really controlling the up front, so it's hard. Like today was hard for us, We limited guys on defense right now, so with me being the captain, I gotta make sure everybody in the right spots. But I love the offense. They're gonna help us a lot.
Test you more that they go faster now?
Most definitely.
You see that in games?
Yeah, most definitely.
JJ, what are you hoping, even though you just alluded to the injuries, not much depth, what are you hoping fans see in the spring game next week? Just, I guess, a small sneak peek of what's going on.
Yeah, just a small sneak peek, just better offense. I really want our offense to show the fans. We got the same defense because White been here since I've been here. We old guys, so just really show what our offense can do for sure.
Is it when they kind of go like a split out wide, right, and you're sending the tight ends out? How does that make your job more challenging when the tight ends are lining up on the side?
Really, it depends on the front where we in. It depends on the front, literally. So I really can't answer that question. It depends on my assignment, my job, that place. So, yeah.
Is it if you got to be out in coverage like in the flat? How much is it harder to cover a big dude out there, or is it easier to cover a little dude?
It's way easier to cover a big dude. You know, me and him the same size. You know, we want the same speed. But a dude like Barryon on the wheel route, no sir, no sir.
Is Kattus, is he still raising Kane in practice?
Most definitely, Kattus is a dog. That's one person I love to go against and hate at the same time.
Questions for Josh?
Josh, you got some attention this week on that highlight clip they put out on the catch. What happened on that play? Was that?
Oh, yeah, it was a one-on-one route. It was actually really good coverage by Ty Bryant. I think it was Cutter kind of threw it up, gave me a 50-50 chance, and I just came down with it.
Is this offense, are they asking you guys to do a lot more than maybe what you typically did as far as alignment and pre-snap shifts, stuff like that, or is it similar responsibilities to previous?
Yeah, I think there's similarities and differences to it. You know, everyone has their own little spin on it. It still kind of has that pro foundation, but there are a lot of shifts, motions, and all that. So I think we, as a tight end room, have picked it up pretty well, but yeah.
Is it odd lining up in a 2-point stance while you're on the end of the line of scrimmage?
No. I think we did some stuff like that with Coach Cohen and Coach Skang, so not too different at all. No, sir.
JJ said he loves going against you and hates going against you. Is that rivalry still alive and well going this spring?
Oh, yeah. You know, I think that's kind of been going since my freshman year. He's a great player, and iron sharpens iron. So every chance we get to go against each other, I mean, it's a battle. Sometimes he comes out on top, sometimes I come out on top, but that's what I love about it.
Josh, how do you feel the offense is in the communication part when you don't have the coaches behind you, lining you up every play? Just get it on the sideline. Where are you at?
Yeah, you know, that was our kind of second time doing that. There's a lot of stuff we got to know. There's signals. There's all that. I think we can still get better at it. Obviously, you know, we're a new offense, and our goal by fall is to, you know, look like a 2-year operation, not a first-year operation. So I think there's some stuff we can clean up there. We're getting better at it, but that's what we know we got to work on, and we'll probably put a heavy emphasis on that in this upcoming week.
Does making an offensive coordinator change late and get a new playbook, do you think that's part of the reason why it's taking y'all maybe a little bit to get that going?
No, I think they've handled it very well. You know, before we went on spring break and before spring ball happened, we kind of had meetings and we were honed in on picking it up, and our coaches were holding us accountable. But you know, learning a new system after being in a different system the past 2 years, it isn't easy. But I think we've done a good job of trying to pick it up and learn it.
Yeah, you and Jordan kind of battled injuries last year, and then last spring I don't think you all were active. How much of a difference is it making, do you think, for you as a player to be able to get out here and practice in the spring?
Oh, I'm really excited. I think this, spring ball is a great time to get to work on your craft and some things you need to improve on. So that's kind of the emphasis I'm taking out here is, you know, taking coaching points and, you know, after each practice, if there's something I know I need to work on, we have that day off in between that I can go out there and work on it each day. So I think it's a real key spot in your development as a player.
We haven't seen many of these running backs before. You know, Chip's new, and some of the other guys didn't get a lot of reps. So what have you seen from those guys and throughout the first few weeks of practice? Oh,
they're super talented, and you know, I'm really excited about them. I think, you know, Chip's good, Demi's good. I've seen some highlights from the new freshman we got too as well. Number 10's doing pretty well out there. So I'm really excited about them. They're dogs, and they like to run the ball, and I can't wait to kind of get to see, you know, how they do when we're able to, you know, tackle and all that stuff. So.